Welcome back to Palmerston North, the 2020 Secondary Schoolgirls Central Invitational Tournament. And it is finals day. A lot to look forward to. It has been a big morning already. A thriller just finished on this court in front of us with Wellington East getting up over Sacred Heart, Lower Hutt. And right now, we turn our attention to St Peter's of Cambridge and Rotorua Girls High School. They are battling it out for a position in the grand final coming up later today. Let's have a look at the two lineups as we get ready for this one. Justin Nelson and Tomai Hapango with you. There's the St Peter's lineup. We saw them last night in an absolute thriller against Sacred Heart in New Plymouth. They were down by 23 points late in the third quarter, and they got up and got the win. There are some stars in that team to look out for. Number 10, Kayla Waihi, will be missing. Strained a muscle in her knee yesterday, last night's game, and will not be playing in this game. Let's have a look at the lineup for Rotorua. We saw them yesterday as well with our coverage. And there's some good players to look out for there. Dakota Roberts, number 10, will be the playmaker. Alyssa Webster can put points on in a hurry as well, the coach Sue Penny. Looking forward to this one. Tomai Hapango is with me. Business end of the competition, my friend.
For sure, and I think the most interesting thing for me coming into this matchup is both of these teams are now battle hard, and just in their last games alone, you've already spoke about the St. Peter's comeback victory against Sacred Heart, but also Rotorua Girls essentially had a quarter-final last night against Wellington East, which they tipped by about 5 or 6 points. So both these teams will be ready to play another big game. They've had a big game already, so just depends who can get off to a hot start and then maintain that momentum, but definitely an exciting game coming up.
St. Peter's are in the red, and Rotorua there in the dark blue and maroon. Over on the other court, the opposite semi-final for a place in the grand final is about to start as well. That is Mount Maunganui up against Sacred Heart New Plymouth. So the two losers of these two games will play for third this afternoon. That will be covered on Sky Sport Next. And then the grand final between the two winners coming up after that at 4:45 this afternoon. So a big day, day 3 of the Central Invitational Tournament here in Palmerston North. We're underway, semi-final action. Rotorua with first possession. Alyssa Webster gets us going. Opportunity for St. Peter's to get the first score on the board. A miss by Paiwai. Keep an eye on her. She was unbelievable last night, Alana Paiwai. That comeback, quite incredible. She'll be a prominent player in this game, being called on to play defence there. Gets the rebound and off she goes. Alana Paiwai wearing the blue headband. Tiana Day, number 18, we saw with the ball just a moment ago as well. Her second half last night, incredible. Long shot, early points. Grace McGurr landed a couple of big blows last night and has started in similar fashion here this morning. Good start for St. Peter's with that big McGurr basket. Roberts inside, great pass. Good defense by Paiwai. Second effort is a good one by Tomoana. And Rotorua get their first points. That'll settle them. Steele, Roberts, away. Good matchup, Dakota Roberts and Alana Paiwai. Look out for that one in this game. A basket apiece. Dakota Roberts calling for the screen. Finds a little bit of space. Paiwai comes up with the rebound. So both teams here, Tomai, early just getting their sets together and sorting out their defense, testing each other out.
Both getting pretty decent looks at the hoop as well, not making too many errors. Just as I say that, we send St. Peter's to the foul stripe. But for St. Peter's especially, you know, we saw their first half last night. It was very uncharacteristic, the amount of times they would give the opposition position with inaccurate passes or just lapses in concentration. So they'll just be looking to execute in this first quarter and get back into their rhythm, which we saw later in the third quarter and going into the fourth quarter last night, which ultimately brought them home. So I'll be happy with the first 2 minutes, just need to sustain the momentum.
Grace McGurr at the line, misses the first. How did you enjoy last night's game? It was a ripper, wasn't it?
It was a ripper, and I enjoyed it even more that I, as you would say, did not put the cue in the rack.
No,
so
didn't put the cue in the rack. You stuck with them.
I did. My 55% you know, favourites tag, they really lived up to it last night.
It's quite a remarkable comeback, wasn't it? Giselle Roberts puts the ball out to the wing, gets it back now from Jade Keel. Ball on the floor, Alyssa Webster. Through traffic, Kalia Ohio couldn't put it away. Here's Bree Schuler. Played all 40 minutes last night, Bree Schuler. Paiwai. That was a tough one underneath the basket. Roberts. Rebound McGurr. Schuler. Chances of playing all 40 in this game, what do you think?
Very high chances. I don't think she gets tired either. She just plays the whole game. Beautiful post entry pass there.
Beautiful ball inside. Tiana Day off the glass for two. How good was she
Instrumental
last night?
Just she makes herself available to guards when she slips to the rim or seals out strong, and she's just always a viable option. And the passes that she's receiving, they're bullets, and her hands just catches them strong and just goes straight up.
Paiwai through the gap, where's contact? Very quick to put the ball on the floor then. She saw the gap and did not hesitate. She'll go to the line for two. Some substitutions both ways. Lots of substitutions both ways, actually. Players
and
coming and going.
Bree Schuler having her first rest.
Was she subbed out? Surely not.
We just spoke about it, and then there it is. Commentators curse again. Just briefly again on Tiana Day, as Paiwai earned her trip to the free throw line. You know, she's always, Tiana she's always slipping, you know, towards the rim, back door, and always creates herself an opportunity, which is just working hard off the ball.
Tomoana brings it into Roberts, gets it back, hands it back. Dakota Roberts through the middle of the court. They're going to have to close that jump shot down of Dakota Roberts, aren't they? That mid-range jumper rarely misses. Here's a long three-point attempt. I think there was a foul. There was an offensive foul, illegal screen. So St. Peter's will get it back. They're out 8-2 at the moment. So a good start, but still very early days here in this game. Paiwai finds a gap again and draws another foul. So that's the third time she's drawn a foul early in this game. She's on the attack, looking for gaps and really putting pressure on Rotorua's defense.
Never stops leading as well. As soon as she was fouled and on her way to the free throw line, she's already talking to her girls, asking them to be where she wants them to be. You know, she's an experienced player. She's been in the team since she was year 9, made the national tournament team as year 10, and here she is now as year 12.
Turnover, Day. Oh, she'll go from range. Misses, rebound, Webster. And now Rotorua come forward. They just haven't settled yet. Chance, Webster for 3. That would have been nice. Long way short. Haven't settled yet, have they, Rotorua, from what we saw yesterday?
Not quite, and the St. Peter's defence as well. They've picked it back up to where they usually are, so it's always going to be tough to score, and then you've got to start well early.
Loose ball. And Rotorua will get possession. 2 very experienced coaches up against each other here. They have no doubt spent a lot of time coaching against each other.
Definitely plays a part as well in terms of maybe having awareness of some of the schemes that the coaches like to run.
Dakota Roberts draws a foul out of Alana Paiwai and will get a look from the foul line. The 2 coaches, of course, Leanne Walker from St. Peter's, very experienced, very successful, and Sue Penne from Rotorua. Roberts at the line. We'll keep an eye on the other semi-final as we go through this one as well, Tomai. I can tell you at the moment that Mount Maunganui are leading Sacred Heart 8-6 early in that game. So we'll keep an eye on that. Tiana Day with the big rebound. Here's Bree Schuler. Spoke to her after last night's incredible comeback. Schuler gets it from Lassie. Back to Lassie. Short corner. Quick jumper. Hits the side of the backboard. Scramble. Rotorua come up with it. Lacey Ramika down behind play for a moment. She's back to her feet now, which is good. There she is, just coming into shot. Early running here with St. Peter's, 10-3. Semi-final action. Winner goes through to this afternoon's grand final at 4:45. All the action coming to you live on Sky Sport Next. Hope you're enjoying it. Chance here for St. Peter's to go another 2 further ahead. Olivia Lassie finishing some good work. Roberts misses off the back of the ring. 12-3 start from the champs. Lassie on the drive, off the glass. No mistake.
Saw the defender closing out it before she even got the ball and got into a split stance catch just to give herself the opportunity to explode as soon as she caught the ball and attacked the closeout. So that's just great fundamentals there.
Timeout called by Rotorua. It's 14-3 in the first quarter. Very good start by St. Peter's. A bit better than yesterday, of course. Although it was good early, they quickly found themselves down, didn't they, St. Peter's, and having to play a lot of catch-up. That catch-up, of course, was to the tune of 23 points late in the third. That's how far down they were.
I think it was a 34-2 and an 11 fourth quarter run. So the thing about it, though, for me is when we were watching them last night, it's not that they were playing like themselves in the first half. They were playing below their potential, and they knew that, and they just had to play how they usually would to get back into that game. It's not like they had to reinvent the wheel or anything. So obviously when you've won 4 national championships in the last 5 years, you're going to be confident, and I don't even think their faith ever wavered in that one. So speaks a lot to their character as a team.
There's Rotorua just staying calm at the moment. Down on the scoreboard, but together as a team. Just calm and listening to the messages. They know this is a tough one. St. Peter's, as you spoke about last night, Tomai have won 3 of the last 4 national titles. Is that correct? 3 of the last 4?
3 out of the last 4 is correct. But it's also 4 in the last 5. Yeah, so 3 in the last 4 isn't wrong.
No, that's right.
It's not incorrect, but it's just not telling the whole story. So
and they are.
That's my bad.
They are, of course, reigning champions from 2019. Roberts steps around, short on the shot, did everything right. Just left it short in the end. Bree Schuler looking for some space. Oh, we'll go all the way to the basket, and why not? Gap opened up, and she took it, 16-3.
Love the way that she just used her eyes, you know, to imitate as if she was going to kick it out to that corner and engage the defense and just took it up strong.
Sacred Heart, New Plymouth, up by 1 on Mount Maunganui, 11-10. First quarter of that semi-final. Roberts for 3. May have come off a hand, did it? It's going to be a St. Peter's ball, nonetheless. I see Bree Schuler's had her 30 seconds of rest. She's back out there. Very important to the chances of St. Peter's is Bree Schuler. Can score, can create, can rebound, can play positions 1 to 5. We saw her do that last night. On this occasion, she's fouled. It'll be a baseline ball for St. Peter's. One of the most versatile players we've seen over the last 3 days, isn't she?
For sure, and she must have the, you know, good bunnies as well, as they call them these days, taking the jump ball. Even though they start Tayana Day, who's obviously the taller player. The jump ball responsibilities go to Schuler.
In fact, they're in the bonus, so Schuler will go to the line for 2. Trying to extend this early 13-point margin. Been a very good start for St. Peter's. Makes the first. No mistake. That lead out to 14. Can see Leanne Walker just in the background there. Very calm right now, as you would be. Hands in the pockets. Her team's out by 15 over the opening 8 minutes of this game. Roberts looking to get that jumper going. Schuler closing her down, then getting the rebound. Lassie, who started well. Looking at the jumper, Lacey Remika. No mistake. This is a big start now for St. Peter's. Worrying signs for Rotorua. Roberts pushes the ball back up high to Webster. Webster has an open shooter. Tomawana short on the shot. So just some worrying times right now heading down to quarter time. The lead is at 18 and it threatens to blow out even more here. Lassie, Schuler. Lacey Ramika, Lassie on the drive, Schuler onto the left. Draws the foul and she'll go to the line again. Big start for St. Peter's. What's the message at quarter time going to be from Sue Penne? Because she's staring at a 20-point deficit for her team after the opening 10 minutes, Tomai.
It's going to be a tough one to give, to be quite honest. So the St. Peter's outfit just aren't making any mistakes at all at the moment. They're patient. They're just rotating it along the top of nothing's on. They're just going to have to trust themselves. I don't think Dakota Roberts is...
Well, there we go.
There we go, right on cue.
Speak of the player, right on cue. Gets a handy 2 points.
She hasn't quite got the feel of her normal game yet, so that's herself and Ohia as well, 2 of the leaders of the team. They just need to stay aggressive and get the points on the board.
Gallion keeps it in for St. Peter's to Lacey Ramika, one way then the other. Oh, nice little pass. Just sitting down there was Williams. Unable to complete the shot though. Inside the last minute, Roberts. Gallion, good defense. Roberts, turnaround jumper. Doesn't roll in. That would have been handy. Schuler, back the other way quickly. Lacey Ramika. It's a miss. Underneath, all by herself, was Caitlin Ward. And no problems in putting that away. She'll go to the line for a bonus. One thing we are seeing from St. Peter's early in this game, though, Tomai, is they are rotating heavily. Seeing a lot of players that we didn't see last night out on the floor early in this game. So you can tell straight away that with a margin like this, they are going to make sure that their starters are fresh for this afternoon. Roberts held up. Tomowana, good pass through traffic to Ohaya. Couldn't get a handle on it. 5 seconds to play in this opening quarter. 20-point lead to St. Peter's. They have burst out of the blocks today.
Just a few unforced errors from the Rotorua end, and on the defensive end as well, just failing to move their feet a little bit and getting into foul trouble. So that's the first quarter summed up.
So quarter time, and it completely belonged to the reigning national champs, St. Peter's School Cambridge, 25-5, rotating their bench well. Coach Leanne Walker will be very happy with what she's seen so far. There's Sue Penne addressing the Rotorua team. And I can tell you in the other semi-final at the moment, Sacred Heart New Plymouth leading Mount Maunganui 18-14. And that is at quarter time. 18-14 is the score there. So a close one. You can see here the St. Peter's team, Tomai, just to the left, just yawning at the moment. She's had an early start. Sitting on the bench there is Kayla Waihi, who we saw go down in last night's game, clutching her left knee, I think it was, for memory. Had a quick chat to Kayla before the game, and she said she's just strained a muscle in there somewhere. She's all smiles, she's okay, and she's there supporting the team this morning.
I think when we saw the injury, would be quite happy to, hear that it's only a muscular strain. So I don't blame her for yawning. We both know she loves to play.
What are you talking about? We were here at 5 to 8 this morning. Where were you?
I was here, man. I was upstairs.
Were you?
I was just preparing for the game.
Nice. So some work to do for Rotorua after that first quarter. What a blitz it was by St. Peter's. They had that scare last night, didn't they?
They did, and it's kind of like the roles have reversed in some sense in this game here, where Rotorua are making some uncharacteristic mistakes and just putting a few passes not quite on target, and they're just hitting the hand and maybe rolling out of bounds or not catching it on the first take to go straight up for an inside bucket. So just need to play their own game at the moment, Rotorua, and try to make the margin a bit more respectable before they can make a run.
Well, St. Peter's are going to get first possession here to start the second. Bree Schuler to Alana Paiwai. How important are those two plays? Here's Bree Schuler. Fantastic play to restart the second.
Just a simple give and go on a back screen there.
Yep. How important Bree Schuler and Alana Paiwai to their championship quest later today, Tomai?
Integral. They're both two-way players. They play outstanding defense, as most of St. Peter's Cambridge outfit do, and I think that speaks to Leanne's coaching, their hunger as a team. But as we were speaking about earlier, they're rotating players in. They've got 10 active with Kayla out and Tanika Lecha-Walker not playing, so she can trust all. Tip pass there. Yeah, tip pass. She can trust all her players to come in and just defend hard, pass well, and do the basics, and this is why they are doing well today.
Carly Ohaya adds a couple for Rotorua. That margin at 20. McGurr to Paiwai, getting some space. Good screen from Day. Allows the jumper that comes up short. This is Ohaya. Forced back out. Brief look inside. Tomowana. Ferguson into the play to Roberts. To Tomowana. Has it knocked away by Paiwai. Dynamic point guard for St. Peter's. Schuler now. McGurr deep in the corner. Williams today to Paiwai. searching for some space. Nice little hand by Webster in there. There's a whistle.
It's an unfortunate foul there. They played 22 seconds of good defense.
Yeah. Bree Schuler giving some instructions. Smart player. Brings it into Williams. Schuler off the inbound, gets to the weak side, gets it to McGurr. Misses the long three. Roberts comes away for Rotorua. They need Dakota Roberts to score. They need for her to get some space at the moment. Right there with her every step of the way is Alana Paiwai. Makes it very, very hard when you've got her chasing you around. There's a three-pointer though. Ariana Ferguson needed that. Back to 17. Timely basket. Schuler to McGurr, round the body, somehow put that in with the right hand. Not sure how. They all count though. Margin back out to 19. Just unable to get control of it on that occasion. Carly O'Hire, St. Peter's ball. Score update from the other semi-final. Sacred Heart New Plymouth 20, Mount Maunganui 16. Tomai, that's what's happening over there at the moment. You saw New Plymouth, Sacred Heart New Plymouth last night. What were your impressions of them?
I like the way how that they can play the game and win a game essentially in different ways. You know, their guards get into the paint well and have extremely good footwork, and also they've got Raquel Sampson down there on the block, who's always an option down there to get you some points right at the rim. So I like the way that Sacred Heart play.
Good point guard, Caitlin O'Connell.
Extremely good. Can get anywhere on the court with her handle, can drive both ways. And I know she herself, you know, she was specifically upset with the game last night, so she'll be working hard as we speak to get another crack at the winner of this game.
Bree Schuler, great assist there to Williams for another two. 31 plays 12. St. Peter's with the running in this one right now. Although it's a 7-6 start to the second quarter by Rotorua. So starting to find some opportunities. Roberts will get a little jumper here. Just can't land them at the moment. Saw her put away a lot of those yesterday. Day, balanced. McGurr keeps it in. Schuler. Paiwai again tries to find a gap and force her way through, and she does with a lovely finish and another two for St. Peter's. How good is that?
Excellent. Just good fundamentals as we see a bit of a missed layup there. Alana just catches her, rips, goes, and then hop step towards the rim, as we see the and one there by Grace McGurr, who is just as integral as any other player on this team. Her buckets are timely and she can stretch the floor well. You definitely need to have a hand on her when she's putting up those deep shots.
Saw Grace McGurr in that comeback last night land a couple of big threes at telling moments. So as you said, she's got that inside-outside presence.
Definitely an integral part to anyone scouting the St. Peter's offense. Make sure we have a hand up on Grace when she's shooting.
35-12. Misses that additional shot. Webster keeps it in. Getting it across to Keel. Back to Webster. Oh! Had it and lost it. And in the end, probably fortuitous for Rotorua that they're going to keep possession. Sacred Heart New Plymouth 24, Mount Maunganui 18. We'll keep you up to date with that game all the way through. Oh, inbound there. Caught St. Peter's napping. They were very fortunate that it didn't cost them points. Three-pointer.
Another one of the St. Peter's shooters is Hannah Lacey Ramika. Just always there in the right position, ready to shoot it if she gets it in the shooting pocket.
That lead out to 26. They've arrived for day 3 and they're on song. Kate Gallion keeps it in to Tayana Day. Here she is again, Lacey Ramika. Loose ball. And I think there may be a foul called out of that. There is. St. Peter's ball. Timeout called by Rotorua. And I think that Sue Penny would be a little bit happier with this second quarter. But it's a long way back, isn't it? A 25-5 opening quarter by St. Peter's. They put the foot down early.
She's going to have to figure out the St. Peter's defense at the moment. They're all engaged and giving total effort on the defensive end, so it's not going to be an easy task.
Big thanks to all of our partners here in this wonderful part of the world. Palmerston North, Basketball New Zealand, SkysportNext, NTech, Basketball Manawatu, Sport Manawatu, and the Palmerston North City Council. And our additional partners, Inspire, Glory League, and Moulton. Great to have their support in helping to get basketball back on court in what has been a very indifferent 2020. But a lot of basketball to come, by the way. We've got the under 15s and 17s Aon Nationals coming up from October 26. Of course, the Chic 3x3 Cup. The NBL teams, 10 men's, 10 women's teams. Some great teams already announced. That's going to be played at ILT Stadium, Southland and Invercargill, November 12 to 14. And then, of course, the Sal's NBL women back in action from November 19, the 18 in 18. Another basket there for St. Peter's. 6 teams in action, Tomai. 18 games in 18 nights in the Sal's NBL women. Looking to announce a host city for that competition in the coming week.
A whole lot of hoops.
A lot to come in 2020. Lacey Ramika, one end to the other to Shula. The lead's at 28. Ward inside, off the glass. Lyric of Ito, unable to put it away.
Full court pressure defense.
They don't let up, do they?
Never.
They definitely keep going. Roberts.
One of the main parts of it is now they're only in the half court with 12 seconds left on the clock, so it's always it's hard to get into any offense or any sets when you've only got 10 to 12 seconds on the shot clock.
A miss from Roberts. Bree Schuler back the other way. Little jumper by Lyric Vito. Just too many players around the ball for the rebound there. Gallion and Ward. Just red singlets everywhere at the moment. Webster has it knocked away. Might have come off her foot in the end, it did.
Didn't get to see Gallion and Vaitor too much in the game last night, but it's good to see them slot straight in and they don't miss a beat.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Caitlin Ward today. Ahai Williams. Of course, the goal here with this lead, keep everybody fresh for this afternoon. I don't think there's any doubt right now, with what we've seen in the first half, that St. Peter's are headed to the grand final this afternoon. Question remains now, who will they play? Shot clock violation.
I think they're trying to keep everyone fresh except for Breach. She just doesn't stop.
She's going off for a break here.
For the other one that doesn't stop though, Alana Paiwa.
Yep. Sacred Heart, New Plymouth, leading Mount Maunganui 26 to 21 at the moment. In the other semi-final being played here at Palmerston North on the far court. You can see it right over in the background taking place at the moment. Webster, great work, Alyssa Webster. That's what they need.
Websters of Rotorua, of course, renowned musicians in Te Ao Māori.
High wire. Lacey Ramika. High wire. Gets a shot off balance. Good rebound underneath by Caitlin Ward. Out of play. And it'll be a Rotorua ball. A couple of minutes to go in this first half. The gas taken out of this one very early in the contest. Dynamic start from St. Peter's, 25-5 first quarter. It's a little bit different last night when they were under all sorts of pressure against Sacred Heart New Plymouth. Before that rousing comeback. As much as 23 down late in the third. They got up and got the win. Roberts bumped.
Good to see.
Where's the contact? Gets the basket.
Good to see Rotorua, trying to get into the thick of it down there in the paint through some dribble penetration and creating themselves some opportunities. It's, especially when they get to the foul line, it's one way to get back into a game.
Back to 2 points in the other semi-final at the moment. So Mount Maunganui having a bit of a purple patch against Sacred Heart, who lead by 2. Conversion there from Dakota Roberts. 3-point play. Heading down towards half-time, Lassie. Paiwai trying to skip through back to Lassie. Gives her an open look at it. Loose ball, Roberts. We'll just settle things down here. Takes the mouth guard out. Calls an instruction, puts the mouth guard back in, and then goes to the basket where she's fouled, and she'll go back to the line for 2.
Trying to put the team on her back here, I think, is Roberts.
Well, the shots just haven't landed in the first half here. Of course, we saw the class of Dakota Roberts last night yesterday, put away some fantastic jumpers. And there's no better way to get your eye in as a shooter than to get to the foul line.
For sure. Uncontested looks at the basket. Just get to go through your form. A
And
little bit of confidence.
she's done that. She's hit her last 3 from the foul line. Hit the last 6 points of the game. Sorry, last 5 points of the game for Rotorua. Paiwai, screen from Ward. Lassie nowhere to go. Paiwai gets it back on the wing. Always active, always looking, always setting up. McGurr for 3. Spoke about her shooting prowess a short time ago. There it was on display.
Might even go as far to say she might be, well, I'd say definitely one of the top 3 shooters at the tournament.
Grace McGurr.
For sure.
Saw some excellent 3-point shooting this morning from Wellington East. Some remarkable shooting in the third quarter of their game. A couple of misses for Rotorua. Tahuri Orangi was battling away for the rebound. She's in there again, the number 18. Foul in the end committed by Rotorua. 24 seconds to play in this first half. It's belonged to St. Peter's, hasn't it, Tomai? They stormed out of the blocks and just really haven't looked challenged from there.
Get the sense that there might have been the message coming into this one just to get off to a cleaner start, and they don't want to put themselves in those positions where they have to climb out of a hole like that. So it's definitely the position they want to be in, and they'll be happy.
Might something with the referee there. Not sure.
The shot clock still says 23 seconds, so that was a very long second. I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think he's just going to go back and start that play again. Something was wrong, so the referee was quickly to say, hey, my mistake there. Let's do it all again. And that will be enough for the first half. So St. Peter's continue their charge. They had a 20-point second quarter to Rotorua's 13. 45-18 lead at halftime. Tomai, quickly your thoughts?
Smothering defence from St. Peter's. They got off to a blistering start, and I'm sure they'll be happy with how they've started this one. Quickly though, I think they're going through a few inside sets, just maybe forecasting a bit of zone defence and what's looking like to be
this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure.
Halftime in this one, semi-final. Winner goes through to the grand final, and at the moment, St. Peter's, their class, is rising to the top once again. They lead this one over Rotorua, 45-18. Stick with us for the second half, and more updates from the other semi-final coming up after this break on Sky Sport Next.
Hopes and Schools is a national initiative that sees us, Basketball New Zealand, partner with a local association and a local funder to install more fit-for-purpose hoops across New Zealand. So a lack of suitable facilities is still one of our biggest challenges as participation continues to rise. So what the Hopes and Schools initiative is doing is it's providing more long-term sustainable opportunities for the tamariki and local communities to stay involved and keep participating in basketball.
I've been involved with this program since its inception really. The first launch that we did up in South Auckland a couple of years ago was really successful, and we've seen the numbers of kids playing basketball up there really explode, and now they've got somewhere to play, and it's awesome to bring it down to Tauranga now and to get some hoops down there and give the kids facilities that they need to go out and play and get better.
Schools obviously get a budget like everyone does, and we have things that we have to prioritise, but like anything, things are tight. So to be able to, with you guys, to provide these basketball hoops for our tamariki is absolutely gold.
These hoops are awesome for us. Last year or previous years we've only had hoops that are at a certain height. These ones that have been installed over summer, they can adjust so we can get different levels.
Growing up, it was difficult to find places to play, and I think we've seen recently, as basketball's become more popular, that there's been more facilities pop up, but there's still not enough. You know, it's hard to keep up with the growing demand and explosion in numbers of kids and adults alike playing basketball, and to have more and more facilities like this is really important.
Here in Te Puke, we have students from a range of different backgrounds, and to get brand new, wonderful basketball hoops like this is a huge thing for our community, because they wouldn't always have the opportunity to play on such amazing hoops.
Basketball is definitely a growing sport and well loved by our tamariki here at Gresham Village School. Having an asset like these hoops just brings so much to not only our school but to our community.
Just to be a bit of a hub for people to connect with, to come down and play with your friends. It's not every kid that comes down here is going to go on to play professional basketball or be a tall black, but it's a chance for them to catch up with their friends and have fun and be active and lead a healthy lifestyle, and to have basketball as an avenue for that and provide a meeting point and a middle point, I guess, for these people to come together, I think is something that's really, really special.
Well, it's really fun. These hoops are really good. I like shooting. More people can come in and practice and also just have fun trying to play the sport.
Welcome back to Palmerston North Central Invitational Tournament for girls, and what you can see right there, Tomai, that is the scoreboard in the other semi-final being played right now. on an adjacent court. Start of the third quarter. Mount Maunganui 24. Sacred Heart New Plymouth 28. So the winner of that game goes through to this afternoon's grand final. We'll give you those broadcast times shortly. The loser of that game goes through to the playoff for third this afternoon. And of course, they'll play the winner or loser depending on what happens here. But right now, as we start the third quarter here, I think we're fairly safe in predicting that St. Peter's will be in the grand final. Mind you, I've thought a couple of times last night and this morning that a certain team may get up and win, and we've seen some remarkable comebacks, including one by St. Peter's last night against Sacred Heart New Plymouth. So anything can happen.
For sure, and I think St. Peter's know that they need to have a big third quarter to really seal the deal here, so they won't be taking any foot off the gas.
Well, they dominated early in this game, 25-5 opening first quarter, a 20-13 second quarter. And I think one thing, if you are a fan of St. Peter's, and hello to everybody back in Cambridge this morning watching on, beautiful part of New Zealand, no doubt family and whānau and friends and everybody watching on this morning. Here's Bree Schuler with a 3. One thing that stands them in good stead for this afternoon's grand final, should they get there, is they've rotated their full roster in the first half of this game, getting some minutes into all players, and importantly, not overworking any players. Good coaching by Coach Walker, and it really stands St. Peter's in good stead to be fresh and ready for whatever comes their way later in the day.
Yeah, for sure. I think they might have their starting lineup back out there to start the second half, but I'm sure Leanne, and all her knowledge, will be making sure that she keeps her players fresh. As we've already seen, unfortunately, Kayla Wahi go down with a muscle strain. She won't be wanting that to happen against to anyone else, especially with what's looking like to be a final coming up.
Now, shot clock violation. Webster's shot went over the top of the ring, rebounded by Ferguson, and that's why that shot clock kept ticking. There was no reset, didn't hit the ring. Here's Schuler, being one of the players of the Invitational, no doubt about that. Passing the ball around, looking for that overload. Oh, great pass inside. Grace McGurr on the cut through the middle of the key.
Constant movement there from the St. Peter's team. Hard to defend when all 5 are moving well and fast. It's tough to communicate, to identify who might be in help side when all 5 are moving well like that.
So Rotorua looking for a score here. Ferguson comes up short. Rebound Schuler, the opposite number 9. Sends it out wide. Highway for 3. No, big rebound underneath by Tayana Day.
None other, really. Loves to crash the boards, both defensive and offensive, and aims a chip to the foul line.
Well, what a matchup that was last night between Tayana Day and when she wasn't sitting with foul trouble. Of course, she was playing against
Raquel Sampson.
Raquel Sampson. What a matchup that was.
For sure, and you know, like, Raquel did get off to a great start. I think she may have got over the 20-point mark in limited minutes, so that could be a telling story if they
30 points apiece. I saw you look over to the far court there to see the score. 30 points apiece at the moment. Mount Maunganui unbeaten through pool play against Sacred Heart New Plymouth. We'll keep an eye on that one as this game unfolds in the second half. Giselle Roberts, Webster. Little underground pass to Jade Fairley. Couldn't finish the shot. She's got that left knee heavily braced. Ohio to bring it in off the baseline. Looking straight into the clutches of Webster, knocked away by McGurr. Has some space, maybe a step too far. There was.
Just lifted that pivot foot there on the third step.
So the break that's coming up, when these two semi-finals finish, let's talk about the two winners, Tomai. Grand finals at 4:45 this afternoon, by the way. So these games are going to be done, what's the time now?
10:30 at the moment.
So let's say by 11. So there's a good 5 to 6 hour gap before the grand final. What do you do? How are you going to spend that 5 to 6 hours?
The first thing they'll do, the management or coaching staff, as we saw last night, St. Peter's, Brent will take girls through a few quick stretches, making sure that they have a good warm down. Then I'm sure the first thing they'll do after that is probably have something to eat.
Get into lunch, yeah.
Oh, get right into lunch, especially after, you know, could have been an early breakfast and obviously a big game.
Build the energy levels back up.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm sure they'll have access to a bit of Glory League. You might want to have a watch of some of the other games that have taken part already, especially if they play the Sacred Heart team again.
When do you get the sneaky nap in? Surely there's an afternoon nap in there somewhere.
If it's not straight after a bit of lunch and a bit of a shower and whatnot, then that's when I'd be doing it. Lunch, shower, quick rest. Maybe get into some film beforehand, maybe some activation. You don't want to wake up feeling too sluggish.
Yep.
And then get straight into it.
And of course, the turnaround for the two semi-final losing teams is a little bit shorter. So they're going to have to play prior to that grand final. So the turnaround not as long as McGurr lays it up for another two. That lead sitting at 30 right now, halfway through the third quarter. Stripped out of the hands of Ohio. Now, just going to say, I'm not sure if anybody else picked it up. Nice basket there on the inbound for Dakota Roberts. Not sure if anyone else has picked it up, but I'm fairly sure, because for a moment I thought there was another player out on the floor that I hadn't seen before. Has Alana Paiwai taken her hair out or something? If you...
Paiwai's, at the moment, she's got her hair in on the bench. So.
No, but have a look when she comes back out on the floor. It's just the little things that you notice.
The one thing I noticed, Justin, is when St. Peter's players chose subs into the game, they bring the player that's coming out their water bottle.
Right.
Yeah, it's not that they're sharing bottles. I can actually see from here that they've numbered all their bottles.
Yep.
But for example, if Alana was to come in for Breege with number 9, Alana will come in.
Give her a bottle?
Yeah, with her number 9 bottle. Bit of culture there, I think.
Breeze Schuler with that drive at one end. Off they go again, St. Peter's. 51-21, heading down towards three-quarter time. Through hands. They've really rotated well in this game. It's been good to see. Lassie had a couple of really good baskets in the first quarter, Olivia Lassie. She's taken it right back up there again with another two. I think importantly, one thing that Rotorua has to do out of this game is just switch back on for their third place playoff later today. We've got to put this one behind them. They were beaten out of the blocks in the first quarter, eventually putting it away, Caitlin Ward, but they've got to really get switched onto that big game this afternoon, don't they?
For sure, third and fourth, you know, that's still a big game. That's a podium finish, and there's some quality sides here, you know, and to come third and even fourth at a tournament with teams of this caliber is definitely something to be proud of.
Mount Maunganui, by the way, 33, leading Sacred Heart New Plymouth 32. So, in fact, Sacred Heart New Plymouth have just scored. They now go ahead by 1, 34-33. Close semi-final on the other court. This one is headed the way of St. Peter's. They've been very, very impressive. Dakota Roberts, jumper, again short. Second effort is a good effort. Puts that one away.
Effort, definitely a good word to describe her game. She hasn't been scoring the ball like she usually would, and it's just a compliment to the defence, I think, but she's been going hard the whole time.
Lacey Remeka, another three. We've seen a few of those so far this game from Hannah. No mistake once more. Game just opening up now. Roberts wearing the number 11. Aria Edwards. She's gone back in defence now. Bree Schuler. When does the time come when you sit Bree Schuler, give her the rest of the morning off?
I think it's also a matter of her wanting to be set, to be fair. I don't think she likes coming off. But I would have done it already, to be honest. That's just me, but hey, I'm not Leanne, and I'm not a 4-time national champion either, so I'm not going to be arguing.
Well, there they are, the national champs. St. Peter's leading this one comfortably, 60-23. And they are headed to this afternoon's grand final. Who they're going to play is up in the air right now. We might get a close in on that scoreboard on the far court, just so you can have a bit of a look at what's happening over there. Plenty of noise coming from that distant court. There it is. So 37 apiece just as we join it. Mount Maunganui and Sacred Heart New Plymouth. You can see the clock ticking down there. That's the third quarter over there. And it's a tight one. Girls got game signage there. Fantastic program right around New Zealand. Great to see the girls' game continuing to grow. We're talking earlier on about some of the Tall Ferns stars. Talking about Stella Beck from Wellington, and she's headed back to the Australian WNBL with Penina Davidson and Kalani Purcell. I think Tony Edmondson is with them again at Melbourne Boomers. 4 Kiwis in that lineup, and the Sky Sports Tall Ferns coach Guy Malloy. Got a real Kiwi flavour, that Australian WNBL team, the Melbourne Boomers. We're also talking earlier on, Tomai, about the Kiwi that got away. Did you hear us talking about that?
I didn't. You might have to re-enlighten the viewers and myself.
Another basket for St. Peter's, for Lyric Vito. About to play in the WNBA finals. In her rookie season, young Australian player, star of the game at only 20, I think 21, plays for Seattle Storm in the WNBA. Ezioda Migbega, 6'5" athletic forward, the future of Australian basketball. And I gave Stacey Lambert the bad news this morning that she was born in Wellington.
Yeah, that is bad news, mate. I think I was better off not knowing that.
3/4 time in this one. St. Peter's continue to soldier on. 62 leading Rotorua 23. It was a 17-5 third quarter. And just looking here, Coach Sue Penny, there's the score on the other court, by the way. So we looked at that a moment ago. It was 37 apiece. Last 5 points have gone to Mount Maunganui. They're headed down towards three-quarter time. Winner of that game will play St. Peter's in the grand final this afternoon. Let's have a look at those two games coming up this afternoon, Tomai, because it's all finals today. And the two losers of the games currently being played will play at 3 o'clock for third position, and then the big grand final at 4:45. We know St. Peter's will be there. All coming to you on Sky Sport Next. Great to have you with us here in Palmerston North. But it is intriguing, that game being played adjacent to us at the moment. Not sure who St. Peter's is going to face. Who do you think? Don't look at the scoreboard.
The scoreboard's not giving me much at the
Mind
moment.
you,
It's showing 42-all.
Literally, 60 seconds ago, it was 42-37. In that 60 seconds, Sacred Heart New Plymouth has scored another 5 points, and it's 42 apiece. So I think Chrono Fee's got a bit to answer for putting us on this game, this semi-final. Hey?
Definitely seems to be, doesn't seem to be a...
It's a thriller
It
over
is
there.
a little bit more competitive on that side, but...
We're enjoying this one.
For sure.
Good to see St. Peter's and Rotorua going head-to-head in this semi-final. And they're both going to be back in action on Sky Sport Next later this afternoon. Schuler. Still getting the minutes in at the moment, Bree Schuler. Out to the corner, Gallion. Couldn't convert. And Rotorua will get their first opportunity of this last quarter. They've just struggled to find the points in this game, haven't they? Rotorua, shots not dropping. It's been a tough morning at the office, but as you've said many times, they're up against the best. Good test. Dakota Roberts, turnaround jumper. That's what we like to see. It's her bread and butter. Good start to this last quarter by Rotorua. Gallion, Schuler, Lassie, spinning. Gallion back through the middle. Couldn't convert, Ohio. And away, Webster. Just pulls it back out. Handoff, Roberts. Ferguson involved, Webster. Tomoana. Webster has to get on the drive now. Up over the top of the outstretched arms of Lyric Vito. One end to the other. Gallion can't convert. And Rotorua will bring it back. Three-quarter time in the other semi-final. 42-42. It's going to be a cliffhanger. A lot on the line. Just great to have basketball back in 2020. Got to be honest, Tomai, I think for a lot of people, for a long time, we just didn't think there'd be an opportunity like this.
For sure, it definitely looked like it was sitting that way, and it just, as we've heard from the players before and after some of the coverage, they're grateful to be at a competition and out there playing with their friends. They put a lot of hard work into their training and their preparation for opportunities like this, and it's a shame that we didn't get the same, typical opportunities that would get in an ordinary year, but this was definitely not one of those, so they're grateful, and speaks a lot to the players' character.
Well, fingers crossed. We continue positively New Zealand's fight against COVID, and we see the Aon 15s and 17s nationals coming up October 26 to 30, I think, or thereabouts. Let me find that for you. I'll give you all the details of what's coming up basketball-wise around the country, because there's certainly a lot of action coming our way. 2020 is not done with yet, my friend. Under 15, under 17 Aon Nationals, 24th to the 26th of October. That's the Labour weekend. The under-15 Nationals are in Hamilton. 31 teams, 16 boys. Good basket there. 16 boys and 15 girls. And the under-17 Nationals are being held in Christchurch with 24 teams, 14 boys and 10 girls teams. So lots of junior action still to come at the national level.
Good to see as well, because some of those teams, you know, they started their trial period really early on in the year, you know, say February, March, and for a long stretch of the year, it didn't look like they were going to get an opportunity as Pawai knocks down another three.
Yeah. She's had a few of those in this game, and she's got her hair up now. See, there you go. I'm sure before I saw
it was
Alana
definitely out.
It was out, wasn't it? Because I remember looking out and going, oh, new player on the court. But there you go. It was Alana Paiwai. And, of course, all the action. Basketball right across the country, always on Sky Sports. So make sure as we get into those competitions, you check all your local guides for all the coverage on Sky Sport, the home of basketball. And, of course, at the senior level, the Schick 3x3 Cup coming up November 12 to 14. 20 teams. 20 hours of coverage on Sky Sport 3 in 3 days. Like, if you love your basketball, and 3x3 is fast and furious. Like, it is very physical. There's been some big players already named. Here's Paiwai for another 3. There's been some big names already announced for that competition. So 20 hours of television coverage coming your way November 12 to 14 on Sky Sport 3. And then women's basketball every night, Tomai, for 18 straight nights between November 19 and December 6, the Cells NBL. 18 in 18. 6 National League teams going head-to-head every night. We'll announce the host city shortly. But 7:30 every night, you're going to be able to put your slippers on, get a cup of tea.
Typically not this much basketball on in October heading into November, but it's great. Getting it all in one dose.
Yeah, turn the TV on, Sky Sport, and you'll be able to watch some of the elite players in the Women's National League running around for 18 straight nights. Midway through the last quarter here, Paiwai with another long 3-point attempt. St Peter's Cambridge, 40-point margin. They have been clinical here this morning. In the other semi-final, Mount Maunganui, 48. Sacred Heart New Plymouth, 49. With 6.5 minutes to play. And we'll keep you up to date with what's going on over there as this one closes down. It's been a very impressive performance by St Peter's. Good basket there for Rotorua, Jade Fairley.
Leanne at the end of the bench there with her feeder.
Looking relaxed, the St Peter's coach. We might get a shot of her in a moment. There's Dakota Roberts. That's a nice drive to the basket. Well done from Roberts. She's looking very relaxed, isn't she?
She is, showing why she is a member of the Basketball New Zealand selection camp. She's definitely been the shining light for this Rotorua team.
Mind you, 36 points up, 25 to 5 start. There she is, Coach Walker. Just taking in the last 4 minutes 37. And no doubt their sights are set on this afternoon's grand final. The only question that remains right now is who are they going to play? And you're going to be joining us for that game.
For sure, my honour and privilege, I can't wait.
McGurr, Ward, Gallion, Lassie. Webster with the rebound. Right there with her is Williams. That'll force a possession arrow and will go the way of St Peter's. 2-point lead to Sacred Heart at the moment, 50-48. Roberts off the rebound. Finding some space. Tomawana.
Some valuable minutes here for the St. Peter's rotation at the moment.
Alyssa Webster, nice drive to the basket. Floating it in off the glass for 2. 68-34, 3.5 minutes to go in this game. Gallion, McGurr, usually reliable from outside. That one not too far away. 2-point margin continues in the other semi-final. Just under 6 minutes to play. Webster gets it back from Tomawana. Makes life a little bit more difficult for herself. Roberts, shot clock counting down. In, floated up. And those floaters of Dakota Roberts have just been a little bit short today. One of her favourite shots. Here's McGurr showing her skills on both sides of the body. Lassie. Gallion. Back to McGurr. And another 2.
Lovely to see her take more scoring responsibility off the dribble with Shula and Pawa both out.
3-pointer, by the way, from Mount Maunganui. They lead 51-50. McGurr to bring it in after the substitutions. In fact, we'll have a timeout from Rotorua just to extend it out a little bit longer. Thanks for that. Big thanks to all of our partners, Basketball New Zealand, Sky Sport Next, NTEC, Basketball Manawatu, Sport Manawatu, Palmerston North City Council, and of course, partners Inspire, Glory League and Moulton. Saturday morning in Palmerston North. Of course, if you're nearby this afternoon, free entry, come in and see the playoff for third and the grand final. All of that action this afternoon, 3 p.m. and 4:45 p.m. If you're not in the local area, of course, you can watch it all unfold on Sky Sport Next. What's junior sport like, Tomai, in Palmerston North on a Saturday morning? What do we normally have out and about for the kids at this time of the year?
At this time of the year. I think we might be warming up into a bit of cricket.
Cricket, yep. Outdoor.
For sure, but typically speaking, on a Saturday morning, you have rugby throughout the winter.
School holidays at the moment, I should add as well.
So
that's probably why
let's just say there's a lot of training. There'll be a lot of training going on. We've got the Stephen Adams Court in Palmerston North as well.
Right.
So they could be active with a bit of pickup.
Yeah.
A lot of lovely courts in Palmerston North open to the community with some quality.
Junior basketball's a big thing on Saturday mornings in Palmerston North. Okay. 55, in fact, sorry, I take that back. There's been a bit of a run in the semi-final on the other court. Mount Maunganui 58 lead Sacred Heart New Plymouth 50. So that's a 10-zip run in the last 2 minutes of play. 10-zip run to Mount Maunganui. They're out by 8. We'll keep an eye on that one. 2.5 to go in this game. That's a telling run.
Yeah, interesting to see what Leanne spoke about in that time out there with this unit on. Hopefully getting some repetition through some sets. You see a low post seal there.
McGurr, pull-up jumper.
Buckets.
Yep, she's a very good shooter, isn't she? And another 2 for St. Peter's. Here's Webster. Had a good tournament.
Great hand.
Well done, knocked away by Caitlin Ward through the middle. McGurr again settles things down. Looks like she's got the ball carrying duties at the moment with Alana Paiwai done for the day. Kate Gallion off the glass, gets the team up and about with a big 3. She's happy about that. Let's have a look at this Kate Gallion shot. Gets it from Lassie, thanks very much. I'll use the glass.
Definitely didn't hesitate.
Watch the, we'll bring this up again. Watch the reaction of number 14, Ahi Williams, under the basket. Well, we'll show it to you in a minute. Just watch her reaction when the shot goes in off the glass from Kate Gallion. We'll have a look in a moment. Rightio, here we go. Have a look at this last replay. So look for number 14 under the basket, Ahi Williams. Watch the reaction. There she is, watch.
Something tells me, Justin, that
Classic.
Kate Gallion doesn't put up too many threes.
Priceless.
Here we go.
Might be another one. Not on that occasion. Rebound by McGurr. Couldn't put it away.
No, that would have been something.
That would have been
something. Especially if she used bank twice.
Roberts underneath. Webster, nowhere to go. Steps back now, underneath. That would have been a nice basket. Lassie with the rebound. Roberts steps in and takes it straight back. Long shot comes up short from Ariana Ferguson. Just over a minute to play in this one. 60-53, Mount Maunganui lead by 7. So a telling run in the other semi-final. Still 2 minutes 51 to play in that game. So we'll see how that unfolds. Roberts. Clock winding down. Great start from St. Peter's. They blew this one open early. Good basket from Roberts. 25-5 first quarter. A 17-5 third quarter. And at the moment, 13 apiece in this fourth quarter. It's fizzled out a little, but still St. Peter's have got their eyes on the prize later today at 4:45. They'll go through to the grand final. Rotorua are going to have to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, because they've got a playoff for third later this afternoon. We'll have that one on Sky Sport Next from 3. That'll be it in this one. St. Peter's 75 have defeated Rotorua 36, and they're on their way to another grand final. Tomai?
Says a lot about their DNA, doesn't it, Justin? Had a slow start last night, came into this game today and just straight out of the gates, put the foot down. Defensive intensity never stopped from start to finish. Great coaching by Leanne. Got to rotate her second unit in, even with a couple injuries, so she'll be proud that she got some good minutes under the belt, some good experience. This little Rotorua team, though, give them a lot of credit to make the semi-final. They had to win a tough, it wasn't officially a quarter-final, but a tough game against Wellington East, the Wellington champs, just to get here. So champion school, especially off the court. We know they've won the last Kapaka Nationals under this very roof in 2018. So they're the reigning Kapaka champs. A lovely team, great coaches. Just big ups to them, really. They just couldn't fire off in this one. One of the bright spots definitely was Dakota Roberts, so he's getting buckets up there.
2.5 minutes to play in the other semi-final. Mount Maunganui 60. Sacred Heart New Plymouth 53. We're going to try and catch up with a player or two from this game. Tomai, maybe just look ahead to the grand final. We know St. Peter's is going to be there. Tell us a little bit about this team, because they just continue to do wonderful things on the basketball court. And we'll catch up with a couple of players in a moment.
They definitely won't be afraid of the bright lights, and they're expected to be in the final. They're a championship team, and they've been playing at a championship level, especially over the last 2 games. You know. With 2 minutes to go in the other semi-final, we have Mount Maunganui up 7. Still a lot of time left with 2 minutes to go, so anything can happen, and I don't want to count any eggs I count any chickens, I should say, before they hatch, but it's definitely looking like a St. Peter's Mount Maunganui final. So those are the 2 pool winners. For now, though, we'll throw it to Justin, who's got some interviews on court.
Thanks, Tomai. We've got Ahi Williams with us from the victorious St Peter's School at Cambridge. On the way to another grand final. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's exciting. It was a good start, 25-5, jumped out of the blocks really early, and that game settled in nicely. And I think importantly, got to see all the players out there in action as they prepare for this afternoon's game.
Yeah, I was really proud of all the girls that went in there. Every girl today contributes something. I was really proud of everyone, really.
It's when you think back to last night, late in that third quarter against Sacred Heart, down by 23 points. It was an amazing comeback to get up and get the win. And then really from the start today, just put the foot down, off you went, opened up that big lead. Looks like there's a lot of confidence in the team at the moment.
Yeah, these girls worked really hard. Our whole team has worked really hard. Miss Walker trained us really hard to be able to push through those hard times in basketball. Those are the most critical times, and our team, because of all the morning trainings and because of listening to Miss Walker, really, we're able to push through those hard times. It was really exciting, to be honest. Haven't had a comeback like that in a while.
Now, Ahi is a minute to go in the other semi-final, and looking across at the moment, Mount Maunganui 60 are leading Sacred Heart New Plymouth. Minute to go in that semi-final. Who would you prefer to play?
Well, I always like to play a bit of a new team, so I appreciate Sacred Heart, but I'd love the Mount to win, just because we played them last night. It was a hard team to play, but I would like to challenge the Mount. We haven't played them with their full squad this year, so it would be good to see where we stand playing the Mount if they were to win. But regardless of who wins, I'm ready for the challenge.
Well, it's a 4-point margin over there at the moment. 60 plays 56. Hey, congratulations on that win. Again, very compelling right from the start. Good luck over the next few hours as you prepare for this afternoon's grand final. We'll see you back here on Sky Sport Next this afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
Good on you, Ahi Williams, joining us from St Peter's. Congratulations, well done. I think we're going to bring, good on you. I think we're going to bring, we've got Alyssa Webster with us from Rotorua. Come in, Alyssa. Tough game. They really jumped out right from the start, didn't they? That start of theirs in the first quarter set them up for that big win. It did. Well, tell us a little bit about what you had to do on the sidelines. Coach Sue Penny had to bring the team in a number of times and just try and settle things down a little bit. What were some of the messages she was giving the team throughout what was a tough first half?
She was just telling us to keep going, because we worked really hard to get here. As she said, just keep working hard and just play our game and enjoy the game as well.
They are a champion team, there's no doubt about that. But at the same time, you've now got to get everything together, get the team back together, and a few hours now to prepare for a big third-place playoff this afternoon.
Sorry, what was that?
A big third-place playoff this afternoon. So you've got another final coming up today. The team now has a few hours off and just regroup and get together, because a big game coming up this afternoon in that third place.
Yeah.
Good luck. Nervous, eh?
Yeah, I'm very nervous, honestly.
Well, best of luck out there. Commiserations on that game. We saw some fantastic basketball the last couple of days from Rotorua, and I've got no doubt that you'll bounce back this afternoon. Good luck.
Thank you.
Alyssa Webster joining us there from Rotorua. So grand final and third place playoff coming up this afternoon. Third place playoff at 3 o'clock, grand final at 4:45. I can tell you at the moment, 47 seconds to go. Mount Maunganui leading by 6 points over Sacred Heart New Plymouth. St Peter's are already there. 4 national titles in the last 5 years. They're through to the grand final of the Central Invitational. Make sure you rejoin us at 3 o'clock. Third place playoff coming up, that grand final at 4:45. We'll see you this afternoon on Sky Sport Next.